Okay, so I've trimmed the thing off a bit. So there's about, I don't know, maybe 10 millimeters ish all the way around, and I'm going to cover it in the plaster now. Okay, so I'd be really grateful if people could subscribe to the channel, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I don't get very many comments. It really does help. So if you could leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello, give me a thumbs up. And if you could possibly share on social media. I don't really do social media very much or at all. So this weekend I'm going to really make an effort to get into the Twitter and LinkedIn and whatever the other ones are, what are they called? Twitter. So if you could just share on social media, it would be much appreciated. I mean, I know I'm not the most dynamic of presenters, but it's submarines and dogs. I mean, what more do you want? Not really sure how much of this I'm going to need. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go another light coat once this is dry. Right, leave it like that. And now dry. So I've got my metals arrived now for the patch. I can start on that, but I also just want to get the second coat on. So this is the next day after this, or actually a couple of days later. And so it needs a bit of. I'll take this off and clean all this stuff off. So I'll mix up another, well, the last of this bag. I've got another bag, but this might be enough. I'm using British Gypsum Gyro Rock Easy Fill 60. It's just plasterboard finishing stuff. I know you should use plaster of Paris for this really, but I find this stuff works pretty much just as well. And if you go and ask for plaster of Paris, they've never heard of it. way too runny a mix there. It's better. Very fine line between how I want it and how I don't want it, as it were. Oh, right. Enough to do. So there's a few bits where I need to go over it again yet, but I'm going to leave it at that for this coat. Okay, so next day again, still feels a little bit damp actually. I think that's probably because it's pretty thick underneath. This side here where it's been up against the sun, that's good, but anyway, I don't want to sand it at the moment, so what I'm going to do is just fill these little cracks, and there's a bit of a bump there. Must have been something in the wooden shape. This bit here is kind of raised, so I think this one I can sand out. This one will need some filler, so I'm going to just fill in the last bits and I'll finish it all off by hand. Okay, so it's I've given it a sort of a skim over all the dodgy bits. I've got the shape I want. I'm just going to sand it down by hand now. A bit of a struggle on this surface here, and I don't need to worry too much about that. I did want to at least make the mould have that in. And what I've been thinking is, I'm wondering if it would have been better to have had a semicircle of wood up against that edge. I think it probably would have been, and then I could have followed that exact edge. I'm almost tempted to do that, still do that right now, and I could put it in and just fill up, and then I'd know that I've got exactly the right shape that I want on this end, this edge, which is the critical edge. Think about that. Right, so I've got the material now to start on the hatch. So I've got the pieces that will make the hatch brackets. The biggest problem is that these pieces that they've sent me are absolutely shocking. They're like really banana shaped. This is a place I've not used before, a new one, and I'm gonna complain about that. I don't normally complain, but I mean, it's difficult to see, but I mean, look, they really are not straight. Anyway, so I'm probably just going to have to run the fly cutter over them, I think, in order to just, or at least just on this edge bit. Okay, so I've got it into a convenient place so I can measure up. So I'm going to just now, hang on. Okay, so I'm now going to measure up and attach these into the right place. So let me just measure that all up. That'll probably take me a blinking afternoon. I'm going to tackle these first. I'm going to just take a bit off of these and get them flatter than they are. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to come across here just to take off that bowed surface, and I'm going to come across on the underside, or the concave side, so that I'm taking off the least amount of material. I'm not sure, would it make any difference? I'm not sure if it would make any difference. Anyway. Let's try that. Okay, so I've got the rotary table ready, but I've been faffing around trying to get this 16mm hole drilled in here. It's really difficult to drill, especially on a machine like this, so I'm going to have to... I was trying not to have to do this because I just couldn't be bothered, but I'll have to go for the big gun, and I think I'm going to bore it out, but it's just such a nuisance. Alright, that didn't work, it wouldn't fit in the lathe, so I'm going to have to get it somehow on this machine now, I think, and I've got I've got a 16mm drill that will fit, but it won't fit with the rotary table on, so I'll have to... I'm going to cut the edges first. So quite a bit later I've actually finished these, but I've got to drill that hole somehow. Still haven't drilled it through. I don't think I get enough. I don't think it's enough. Does that go up in there? Oh, this might work. Might be able to get in the collar. Persevere. That's through. One done. Horrible drilling, awful. But finally got them. I'll just tidy them up now. It's been a real rigmarole doing this. Okay, so as always, I feel as if I made a massive rigmarole out of that, but these are now done. So that flat bit that I've done will be the flat part against that. And pivot up around there. And I have got a really nice, I know it's only a hole, but you know, nice fit on these. So rigmarole though it was, I'm ready. So these I'm going to now cut to shape. I'm going to actually cut and weld them onto the hatch first. Then I'm going to attach the bracket to the hatch, clamp the hatch in place, and then I can weld the brackets in place. I'm hoping to do that today, but... And that is now kind of still drying. It I think it's because the plaster underneath is a little bit thick, so it still feels a little bit not quite ready to sand, so I'm going to leave that until tomorrow.